Hi, you guys. Long time no talk. But just to give a quick life update before we get started here on our last part of our How to Get Into Gundam Universal Century, you guys, I got sick. And not only did I get sick, I got sick twice. So that kind of put a hold on creating the content for this video here, as well as just I think I got kind of lazy, honestly, after getting sick twice within a month's time. But I feel a whole lot better now, and I am definitely ready to start kicking these videos out. And during this time, it'll be the holiday season. So I hope everyone has a safe and warm holiday. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the video. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back if this isn't your first time on my channel. It is time to wrap up our How to Watch Gundam Universal Century Edition trilogy. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it with Mobile Suit Gundam 8th Mobile Suit Team. This 12-part OVA series was released January 25th, 1986 to July 25th of 1999. The 8th Mobile Suit Team takes place around, I would say, maybe 99% on Earth during the One-Year War, minus the first episode, which we do see our main protagonist, Shiro Armada, in space. But Shiro is the new leader of the Earth Federation's 8th Mobile Suit Team, and this OVA is actually probably my favorite out of the trilogy that I'll be presenting today, just because of I really do enjoy the characters. I love the Easy 8 Gundam. I don't know if y'all have seen a pattern that most of the shows that I really like, or like movies that I really like, have something to do with maybe one of the mecha designs, and that is one of them. And my dog says, "Hey, you guys." So we're just gonna keep moving on with her. And I really actually enjoy the fights. I think it's also just refreshing because the characters all had their fair share of conflict, and we get to experience the One-Year War, especially like the ending part of the One-Year War on Earth instead of space, like in the original series. The 8th Mobile Suit Team is not a must watch, but I definitely would say that if you watched it, that you would possibly enjoy it. So we're going to go ahead and get on to the second out of our trilogy. Next is the OVA that I would actually suggest watching out of these three. I think it would be very important to watch, and that is Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. Stardust Memory is a 13-part OVA that was released May 23rd of 1991 to September 24th of 1992. Stardust takes place in 0083, of course, of the Universal Century. 3 years have passed since the end of the One-Year War, and the remnants of the Principality of Zeon, now known as the Delos Fleet, has launched a full-blown attack on the Earth Federation's Torrington base and successfully steals one of the prototype Gundams. In Stardust Memory, Ko's now job is to, one, stop the Delos fleet's ultimate goal, which is Stardust Memory, as well as to bring back the stolen Gundam back to the Earth Federation. This OVA actually helps bridge the gap between the events of Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, so that's why I said this OVA is actually correlates very well with the main series that we talked about in the very first video. So I would definitely give this OVA a good listen and thorough watch through. And finally, we have our last in our little trilogy here, which is Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. This 6-part OVA was released March 25th through August 25th of 1989. War in the Pocket takes place during the last few days of the One-Year War. If you haven't noticed, a lot of these OVAs take place before or during the One-Year War. But our questionable main protagonist, and if you do watch War in the Pocket, you'll understand why I said questionable. Main protagonist is 11-year-old Alfred Izura. And he's unfortunately thrusted into the conflict once he meets the Xeon pilot Bernard Bernie Weisman. And I don't really want to spoil too much about War in the Pocket, especially since it's only 6 episodes, but it definitely is a great side story. The conflict feels very personal, and you grow an attachment to our three main characters. And yes, I said three. I know I only mentioned two, but the third main character I've been hinting and mentioning, I think in almost all my videos now, maybe except the first one, is our lovely Christina McKenzie, also known as Chris, too. Chris is actually, arguably, I would say, our very first female protagonist that piloted a Gundam. And I mean, I guess people had their fair share of opinions on who was the first, but I like to call Chris our first female pilot that actually pilots her own Gundam. But Chris is actually piloting the RX-78 NT-1 Alex Gundam, and that may or may not sound familiar, but I can give a little spoiler here that this Alex Gundam is actually supposed to be sent to Amuro during around the Battle of Solomon and of course the Balku, if you have watched the original series or the movie three part movie. So yeah, the Alex Gundam was initially supposed to be sent to Amuro Ray. And it's very interesting because I think almost in all of these OVAs that I talk about, Amuro or even the white base, definitely the white base is mentioned in all of these OVAs as well. But I would say War in the Pocket is definitely sets that tone that war can hit home. And I think that's where the name really comes from, War in the Pocket. But I would definitely I would definitely suggest watching this OVA and you definitely won't regret it. So that wraps up our unfortunately that wraps up our trilogy, and some may say, Ariel, you did not mention the newest OVA. And I think I actually want to have a separate video. Maybe I can go a little bit more into detail of Gundam the Origin OVA, as well as finish reading the manga, because the OVA only talks about the first part of what's actually in the original manga. And I have, I think, 3 of the volumes with, like, I own 3 of the volumes. I'll probably just go ahead and buy the rest of them just so I can have everything, and then I can actually give like a thorough review of Gundam the Origin. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and stay nerdy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great holiday. Peace.